All right, family. We black again with the general. You already know what time it is. We got that file over here. It's gonna be controversial, so you must buckle in. You feel what I'm saying? We're gonna be talking about if the shoe was on the other foot. Would America allow Austin Metcalf to be judged by 12 black jurors? If America is so free of racism in 2026, would America allow Austin Metcalf, if he had committed the same crime, would they have let him, you see, be judged by 12 black jurors? If that's what it is, then it should be just as easy to get trials like. Have you ever seen a trial like that? Have you ever seen a trial like that? Where a white man, white woman was judged by 12 black jurors. I ain't never seen that in my life. And you probably never will. You see, because it is, when you do something like that, you stacking the deck. You stacking the deck. You making sure, that you got all you need, you understand, to come out on top. To come out on top. And so, so we see what's happening here today with Anthony Carmelo. And even the good brothers Cyrus, Carmack, Belton, the brother who the little China man out there who Savage, run the boy down, and you have you ever seen somebody run a Chinese child down like that? For anything, and people say, oh, they perfect. They don't steal. They don't steal. I ain't never seen a Chinaman steal. Even though you can go right on over there and they got a goddamn prisons full of their ass. I ain't never seen a Chinaman steal. They don't steal. We'll take your ass to China. And you will see us a whole lot of them motherfuckers right in prison right now for stealing. But see, you motherfuckers got this illusion, and that is only black people that is, committing these crimes and doing, these, killings, and really they ass is on TV every day, every other day, and now they want to take and get quiet every time one of them, they're just like them two white boys that went out there and did all that shooting out there at the mosque. You ain't heard no more about it, right? They were 17. They were 17, went up there shooting up there, shooting up the mosque and it's school up there, trying to, and two of them, two wicked 17-year-olds that would go up there and do something like that. But see how you hush that up? They hush that up real quick. You don't even hear nothing about it. Oh, they will, what comes out of that? Who is who is training these boys to be this way? Who's training these boys to be this way? It ain't just showing, they ain't just up and goddamn, where you want to. I mean, that's grown man shit. That's a bug. That ain't even grown man, but I'm just saying that's a certain psychological, you demented. You got a certain level of, I don't give a fuck that you gonna walk up. Let me turn that off. Right, you gonna walk up to you gonna walk up to any institution and shoot it up and shoot it up. No, so I mean, they got these boys out here like suicide bombers. They out here like suicide bombers. No different. No different. And then when you ask who radicalized these boys, they act like they just went on. I mean, how do you find sites like that that's willing to radicalize somebody? And how in the hell is they up on the internet like that? You see? To radicalize 17 years on the internet? Or was this an inside job? You see, was this an inside job? Was this mom and daddy, uncles, and and just the community as a whole, the community as a whole. And so, the thing is, our people got to understand first and foremost, you cannot, it's hard to live amongst, the Caucasians like that. It just is. And people find it, they go and they live with them now. You go and live with them, and then they get to talking stupid, because some of them, they get arrogant in their stupidity, and they think that they could talk to any and everybody the same way. They believe that they can talk to any and everybody the same way. They don't give a goddamn, and some of them, you might have to slap the taste out their mouth because they could get reckless and shit. You know what I'm saying? And some people just, they done been through too much. People done been through, they just can't accept it. They go off the edge and shit. You know what I'm saying? It is. It's a like a temporary insanity that a motherfucker go into. You know what I'm saying? Been slapped the fucking taste out they mouth. For the shit that you can't just stand there and take that type of abuse. Knowing the shit you done already been through. No, so you have to kind of stay from around them Neanderthals like that, because the probability of one of them saying something off the wall, and then you had to take it there, and you out there in MAGA country, and good and goddamn well you ain't gonna fare well out there in MAGA country. You're not gonna fare well. When the sheriff come get your motherfucking ass, they gonna lock you up, nigga. They ain't gonna give you your car. They gonna hit you with they gonna give you the biggest motherfucking fine. They gonna give you the most time that they can give you. You know what I'm saying? For the smallest shit. That's how they do. They gonna give you the most for the littlest. That's all it is too. Put your ass in there, try to get as much money. You can't pay, lock your ass back up. Start all over again, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Start over. You fuck up, they could take you know what I'm saying? And start your whole probation over again. You know what I'm saying? Have your ass on probation for half your fucking life. That's how they operate. That's how they wrote that shit off in the Constitution. That let me see what. Yeah, they're gonna try to make it. That's why I say they got to be ready to file an appeal. They got to file an appeal. They're gonna have to, at the bare minimum, they're gonna have to take it out of MAGA country. It's all MAGA country, you know what I'm saying? But that immediate area in which they had that altercation, they're gonna have to move it up out of there. You know what I'm saying? And take it to a higher court. Because at the bare minimum, man, you this racially charged damn situation, and then you gonna stack the damn jury. Come on, man. That don't make no fucking sense. I ain't never seen no shit like this in my life. God damn, even OJ had some black jurors. Shit, you know what I'm saying? Shit. And they wanted his ass as bad as any goddamn body, but they couldn't. I guess, he was in, but they had the opportunity to put some black jurors on there saying that they couldn't be. I say, man, y'all got to be the dumbest motherfucker I ever seen. They probably threatening their ass. I mean, ain't nobody gonna be impartial. They just gonna shut their fucking mouth until it's time. You know what I'm saying? And when it's time, then they gonna show their impartiality by voting all together to try to lynch the brother. You see, and they should have said, yeah, I could be impartial, but our people, and like I say, ain't no telling if they threaten their ass and or whatever. Maybe they grilled them to the point. Let me see. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but I'm just they better have somebody, cuz the verdict could go down tomorrow. The verdict, and they should have somebody at the state court, wherever they got to go, uh, uh, to file for that appeal, and they should be ready. They should be already at the courthouse. And you know how they be on the phone, and when the lawyers say the verdict is in, and like I say, I don't want to spook because I hope the brother is free. We hope the good brother get free. You feel what I'm saying? That's what we want. But at the bare minimum, as soon as they say guilty or anything, there should be other, a lawyer, the secretary, the assistant already at the state courthouse with the paperwork already going in there, filing that appeal so he could stay out. I mean, he got money, and if they need to send him some more money, go fund me. They should do that. They shouldn't railroad. He's being railroaded at the bare minimum. If he go in there with he got to have some of his own, because this is not a jury of your peers. I don't know why people keep falling for that dumb shit. That's it. White people can't be peers with black people, motherfucker. Y'all have abused us. Y'all have enslaved us in this motherfucking country. How in the fuck we gonna be peers? Motherfucker, and you got us in chains and shit and all of this. Now all of a sudden, the physical chains is gone, but the invisible chains is still there. The economic chains is still there. The social, we don't stay where you stay, motherfucker. You understand what I'm saying? Motherfucker come out there, they be ready to pull your motherfucker ass over as soon as you cross the city line. So how in the fuck is you a peer? In order for a motherfucker to be a peer, you got to be in the same community, the same economic class. A rich motherfucker can't understand the woes of a poor motherfucker. He can't. That's why when they vote up there, they vote for the rich motherfucker. They don't vote for the poor motherfucker. They vote for the rich motherfucker. So you talking about peers? He's not being judged by his peers. He should have some black peoples up there that come from where he come from that could understand his situation, just as they got some peoples up there for Austin Metcalf, and let that shit ride like it's gonna ride. If they want to vote for, Austin Met, that's they. But we should have somebody over so that they ain't just lynching him. You see what I'm saying? Shit, it ain't they how they feel. Miss people out here feel different than how they feel. Fuck how you feel. You don't run this motherfucker. You got an opinion just like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Take your motherfucking opinion with you and see you later. But he should have somebody up there that is looking out for him and see it his way too. And if he don't have that, this is a kangaroo fucking court, man. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. But anyway, family, I got some fire for you over there. Patreon. Make sure y'all get over there. The Egyptian dragon Morpheus and the dream world. I want you over there, family. Also, we got the Mississippi Mound Builders, children of the African Olmecs. And wait a minute. The genie inside the pineal gland. We want to talk about that esoteric understanding. Break it down for your family so you can be empowered in your black divinity. Click the link and I'll see you black here in a minute, family. Black Pop.